Maitreya Uvacha. Maitreya said, Sa, he, Prahasya, smiling, Mahabaho, O mighty armed Vidura, Bhagavan, the possessor of all opulences, Shabda Gojaraha, who is understood by transcendental sound vibration, Pratya Ajashta replied, Atmabhu, Lord Brahma, Devan, the demigods, Prinan, satisfying, Rujireya, with the sweet, Gira, words. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Sri Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Translation. Sri Maitreya said, thus, Lord Brahma, who is understood by transcendental vibration, tried to satisfy the demigods, being pleased with their words of prayer. Purport. Brahma could understand the misdeeds of Diti, and therefore he smiled at the whole situation. He replied to the demigods present there in words they could understand. Om Nagyanatimidandasya Jnananjanasalakaya Chakshurunmilidam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanyamanobishtam Stabidam Yena Bhudale Sayam Rupakada Mahyam Dadadi Sopadandigam Vandeham Sri Gurum Sri Udabadagamalam Sri Gurum Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajadam Sahagana Raghunathanidam Tam Sajivam Sadvaidam Savadudam Parijana Sahidam Sri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalidam Sri Vishaghanidamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpade Govesha Gopika Kanda Radha Kanda Namostude Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhano Sude Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhasya Kripa Sindubhya Evacha Patidanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Om Sahana Vavadu Sahanau Bhunaktum Sahaviryam Karavavagai Tejasviramadidamastu Ma Vidushavahai Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat. Hare Krishna. Thank you, dear devotees, for joining today. Very auspicious day, appearance day of Lord Jagannath. It's very beautiful, especially in this chapter. Is Brahma is also addressing to the demigods, describing that one who does not discuss the appearance and activities and the abode and the glories of the Supreme Lord, and if they don't understand or even put a little efforts to do and to understand the glories of the Supreme Lord, will not attain any further, any progress in the life, or they will fall into the darkest ignorance of their life. This is very wonderful that we are having this opportunity to come in the morning to hear about the glories of the Supreme Lord, and especially on this very auspicious Tithi of the appearance of Lord Jagannath. It is considered as the Snana Yatra, and Lord takes the bathing on this very auspicious day. So this chapter is titled as the descriptions of the kingdom of the God, the Supreme Lord. We know the context that Mother Didi got pregnant, and because of that pregnancy, the entire nature, Prakriti, became so dark because of the potency of the demons in the womb of Mother Didi. And this is significant to mention because of, we know that why there is so much of calamities, the problems and darkness in this world because of the demoniac nature. We know that when Duryodhana was about to take birth, in the entire horizon, entire nature, there are lots of bad, omens. Signs were present. Meteors, thunderstorm, the nature became dark. So this signifies the presence of demoniac qualities and how the world is going to be. Further, we can see that when the Jaya and Vijaya, they transform to the demoniac forms and they fall down from the Vaikuntha planets and they are coming down to the earthly planets, in the planets coming down. And it was mentioned in the Bhagavatam that they were coming down in such a way that everybody, everywhere was trembling. The entire nature was trembling. And this shows that, when the demoniac nature, and they appear, this nature also changes. So because of this different bad omens, the nature becomes so dark, and the demigods were also approached the Brahmadev. Because of this also significant, because demigods were understood what is going to happen, but they also wanted to confirm and understand the exact complete picture from the Lord Brahmadev. They were considering Lord Brahma as their Lord, because of even demigods cannot understand everything clearly, even though they are the heavenly beings and very elevated heavenly beings. They cannot even understand about what is happening in this world. So they approached Brahmadev. They offered beautiful prayers to Brahmadev, as if that they are worshipping their Lord. They offering the prayers and articles, and then finally here we came to this verse that Maitreya now speaking to Mahatma Vidura. Of course, the context is this is the discussion, dialogues between Sage Maitreya and Mahatma Vidura. But Sage Maitreya was describing, the reason Mahatma Vidura asked the question that why the Lord Varahadeva appeared to kill Hiranyaksha. So Sage Maitreya was giving all this, the context, the reasons for the appearance of Lord Varahadev and why it is happened and how it is happened. So then Sage Maitreya speaking to Mahatma Vidura says that thus the Lord Brahma, who is understood by transcendental vibration. So that word is, that's Bhagavan Shabda Gocharaha. So could understand by the transcendental vibration. So dear devotees, so this is a very significant word because of Lord is understood only by the mercy of the Lord. So we know that Brahmadev is the incarnation of all the expansions from the Garbhodakshaya Vishnu. Not only that, Supreme Lord personally manifested before Brahma and also imparted this transcendental knowledge unto the heart of Brahma. That's the first verse of Srimad Bhagavatam, starting with Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Janmadiyasyedaha Anyadaschidaraschatves Abhijaswarat Tene Brahma Hrudaya Adigave Muhyandiya Suryaha Tejo Vari Vinimayam Yatra Sutharga Mursha Damna Svena Nirasta Guham Satyam Param Dimahi Tene Brahma Hridaya Adigave Muhyandiya Suryaha. Srila Vyasadeva addressing Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, O Supreme, O Son of Vasudev, Supreme Personality of Godhead Sri Krishna. You are the cause of all the causes. So the Supreme Lord imparted this knowledge unto the heart of Brahma, and the Supreme Lord is the cause of even, in order to understand him, because he is the knowledge, he is the forgetfulness, he is the remembrance, right? It says that, Madhagas Mudar Jnana Mabohanam cha, from me come remembrance, from me come knowledge, from me come forgetfulness. So only by the Lord's mercy that one can understand, and especially transcendental subject matter. So that's the one reason that demigods approach Lord Brahma, because Lord Brahma can understand all these situations very properly. So it's also a good lesson for us, dear devotees, that we always depend upon not so much of our own mental speculation, rather we should always depend upon the higher authority. The higher authority always that scripture, Shastra recommends to us that, Sadhu, Shastra and Guru. So here, the demigods, the similar way approach Lord Brahma, because of Lord Brahma could understand the transcendental vibration or the ultimate reason. So, ultimate reason, the causes of all the causes, Sarva Karana Karanam is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So here the Devadas, the demigods approach Brahma, and they understand that Brahma can also understand the proper reason for all this. So, who is understood by the transcendental vibrations. So it is similar way that today is also an appearance day of, Lord Jagannath. King Indradyumna also approached Lord Brahma in the similar way. We know that the appearance of Lord Jagannath in the Avantipur, King Indradyumna Maharaj was ruling, and he was very devoted to the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna, Lord Vishnu. And Lord wanted to see the Supreme King Indradyumna wanted to see the Lord Jagannath, the Supreme Lord Vishnu. He was longing for it. He was eagerly waiting for it. And Indradyumna Maharaj was very much devoted to the Supreme Lord. And Lord wanted to fulfill that devotee's desire. So one day there was a devotee came to the court of Indradyumna Maharaj, and this was happened in Satyuga. Then Lord mentioned that this devotee mentioned to Indradyumna Maharaj that the Lord incarnated as Nila Madhav, so beautiful, so wonderful, is bluish, and Nila, his name is Madhav. He has long hair, he's beautiful, he's incarnated. And Indradyumna Maharaj was then sent his all, confident devotees, his associates to various directions to find, the deity form, the incarnated deity form of the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna. So we know that the entire pastimes that Vidyapati, finding finally the Nila Madhav in the forest, and all those, we know that. So then what happened? Now King Indradyumna Maharaj wanted to build a beautiful temple for the Supreme Lord. And then King Indradyumna Maharaj made such an arrangement, and it is mentioned that the place where Indradyumna Maharaj selected was not an ordinary place. It was all the arrangement of the Supreme Lord. It was all the arrangement of the Supreme Lord. So there, King Indradyumna Maharaj then constructed a beautiful temple, and then Indradyumna Maharaj wanted to consecrate this temple. So Indradyumna Maharaj planned to invite the Lord Brahma. So Indradyumna Maharaj went to the Brahma Lok to invite and to consecrate this temple. So by the time Indradyumna Maharaj went to the Brahma Lok and was waited for Brahma to come down, and then by the time there were dynasties changed in the earthly planets. And here, then there is another dynasty. There are couple of kings already been ruled by this time. This was Satyug, and then couple of kings were changed. And Galamadav, there is another king who was, by the time what happened, this entire temple was completely covered by the sand. So the king Galamadav came, who is actually all removed all the sand and actually excavated from the sand this entire temple. So by this time, Indradumna Maharaj and Brahma came down to the earth, and then Galamadav said that I constructed this temple, but Indradumna Maharaj said that no, I constructed this temple, and this was all happened. And then nearby there was a crow, is a Bhushandi, was lived for many ages, and so that and mentioned that this was originally constructed by the king Indradumna. Then the point is, yes, even King Indradumna went up to Lord Brahma and brought down to the Brahma, and Brahma could see that this place is, this Jagannath, this Puri, the place is none another than the eternal abode of the Supreme Lord. So this entire chapter is the descriptions of the eternal abode of the Supreme Lord. And the beautiful, and this Jagannath Puri, the place is also an eternal abode of the Supreme Lord. The Lord wanted to fulfill the desires of the devotees, so the Lord appeared and manifested, and this is the eternal abode of the Supreme Lord. So then Brahma could see that. Brahma said, I don't have any power to consecrate this temple, but rather what I can do, then Lord Brahma just put a big flag on the top of the temple. And Brahma said that even one who pay the obeisances far away from this flag, and they will attain the abode of the Supreme Lord. Because of this abode is none other than the Supreme Lord. This is the abode of the Supreme Lord. So then this time, then Indradumna Maharaj was looking and thinking what to do, how to install the Lord, and the Lord is not manifested yet, what to do. And then Indradumna Maharaj then started fasting in empty stomach, and then fall into the sleep. And in that dream, the Supreme Lord manifested and mentioned that I will appear very soon in the form of a log, wooden log. Please take it and then make me a temple, put me into the temple. And this time, then Indradumna Maharaj saw that the wooden log which is in the ocean, and then by the help of the Visvabasu and Vidyapati, and there is a golden chariot that the Indradumna Maharaj constructed, and they placed this wooden Daru Brahman. The Lord appeared in the form of Daru Brahman and placed on the chariot and brought to the Jagannath Puri and into the Puri and brought inside the temple. And then now, in order to carve the deity, and then the Lord himself appeared. It is mentioned that Lord himself appeared in the form of Vishwakarma, and then gave a condition that I would carve the deity within 21 days, but should not be obstructed, should not be any disturbances, should not be there. And then Vishwakarma went inside and closed the door and then started to carve the deity. And then around 14 days and 15 days, and then the chiseling sound is not there, carving sound was not coming from the room. And Indradumna Maharaj was very eager that what happened to this architect, what happens to this carpenter. So then Indradumna Maharaj was very impatient, and somehow with that impatience, Indradumna Maharaj opened the door, but nobody was there. And this time Indradumna Maharaj saw the Supreme Lord, the deity is carved, and that unfinished, there are no legs, unfinished hands and likes that. And Indradumna Maharaj was very much disappointed. And Indradumna Maharaj was in such a mood and taking fasting and sleeping with empty stomach, and then saw this dream, and Lord appeared in the dream of Indradumna Maharaj. Indradumna Maharaj said that, yes, this is my plan. And of course, as you know that in the material world, or there is no need of hands or legs, or without hands I can accept everything. And this is also mentioned in Shedasara Upanishad, and this was mentioned also in the Skanda Purana and Ulkala Khand, and these beautiful descriptions were there. Lord mentioned to Indradumna Maharaj, I'm complete. There is no difference, even if there is no hands, but it's complete. It's also mentioned that Purnat Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Avashishyate. Lord is complete. There is no means of that Lord is incomplete. Lord is complete. And even the completeness comes from that complete. So here there is no legs, but Lord can move in all directions in all the time. Even though Lord has unfinished hands, but Lord can use everything, all these angas, anganiyasya, sagalendriya pritiman. Lord can, accept everything. Lord can do everything. Lord is completely, full in all respect, no matter what. So this beautiful description of Lord Himself. So they appeared in this form. Because of that, everybody can understand that who is the Supreme Lord. And also one who is in the pure devotion. And Lord was mentioned, this one who is in the pure devotion can see me as the Shama Sundara form in this deity, in this form. So one who can see, one who is filled with the devotion can see me in this deity as the Lord Shama Sundara, beautiful Shama Sundara form, and I am none other than the beautiful Shama Sundara. And devotee can see me in this form. And Lord was giving this instruction, giving this, wonderful details of the Lord Himself to the King Indradyumna. And of course, there is another, internal reasons of that Lord appears in order to show this beautiful form to, when Narada appeared in the Kurukshetra, there, Lord Krishna and Balaram and Subhadra were hearing the beautiful glories and pastimes of, Mother Rohini and, the Brajavasis. They were discussing between each other. And Lord, even, because of the ecstasy, even like a kurma, like disappeared the hands and eyes become so big and wonderful because of the ecstasy. And Narada came and said that, I saw this form, I saw this form. Lord said that, yes, it will also manifest again. So there are many reasons like this. So Jagannath, the form of Lord Jagannath is so beautiful, it's complete. Don't think that anybody that the Lord form is incomplete. So in order to give this wonderful understanding, the Lord is complete and we have to see the Lord in complete form. Not that, He's impersonal, that this and incomplete. No, it's not that. The Lord is complete. So in order to give this very intrinsic meaning, intrinsic understanding to the devotees, the Lord is also manifested in such a way that, and King Indradyumna Maharaj understood this. And Indradyumna Maharaj was jubilant and then, requested Lord to be, bless all the devotees associated, and they all started, the bathing of the Lord. So that's the snana, in order to install the deity, establish the deity. And this time, even Lord Brahma was even, on the other side, was already started this fire sacrifice, establishing the Lord Narasimhadev first. And we can also see that even in the Jagannath Puri, the Lord Brahma installed the Narasimhadev there, and we can see there itself. And also this is also mentioned Srimad Bhagavata Puran, that even Markandeya Rishi, sage Markandeya, also see this wonderful abode of the eternal abode, this eternal abode. The Markandeya Rishi also saw this Jagannath Puri, this eternal abode. And how did Markandeya Rishi saw this eternal abode? And Markandeya Rishi is the one who lives longest in this material world. Markandeya Rishi lives, he got a boon from the Lord that he would live up to 7 kalpas. Even the 1 kalpa, there is complete, there is a partial devastation. In that partial devastation, even the higher planetary system, even up to the heavenly planets, under the water, under the, pralaya, devastating water. And then one of this time, Markandeya Rishi was, nowhere to go. It's complete water, complete water. And then like that, in struggling like this, Markandeya Rishi was struggling in this water, and there is no place that where it can go and stay. And prayed to the Lord. That time, Markandeya Rishi saw that on a banyan leaf there is a beautiful, the baby Krishna is, on a banyan tree leaf that floating in the water. All on a sudden, Markandeya Rishi entered into the mouth of the Lord Krishna and the baby form. And Markandeya Rishi was traveling within that. Markandeya Rishi could see that the entire universe in such a way that there finally Markandeya Rishi saw that the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna, Supreme Lord Vishnu and Lakshmi reside and reclined. Supreme Lord reclined on the serpent, and Mother Lakshmi is serving the lotus feet. There, Markandeya Rishi was seeing this one. And Markandeya Rishi, it's in the Puran, it's mentioned that this is the place where that Lord Jagannath eternally resides, and in the abode of that Vaikunta. So this is Jagannath Dham, is that eternal abode of the Supreme Lord. So dear devotees, this way is very beautiful that to understand, to hear this transcendental wonderful activities of the Lord, the abode of the Lord, as it's mentioned that this chapter, that's the descriptions of the kingdom of the God. It's beautiful that Lord Brahma is giving this. Lord Brahma also gives these wonderful descriptions of the transcendental abode of the Lord and the Supreme Lord. So only by this mercy that one can understand this, dear devotees. Only by the mercy that we can discuss, only by the mercy that we can realize all this. And all we need to do is actually, take the shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord. Only by the mercy of the Supreme Lord we can discuss or understand further and further. And only by that process that we can, attain the Supreme Lord. So with this note, I would end here. Thank you so much for, being there and participating this and engaging in the loving devotion to the Supreme. And the Supreme Lord definitely, gives us the, shower His mercy upon us to understand Him more and more. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Kandiraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. There is, are there any comments or questions? There is 1 minute left.
Jai, Hare
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Wish everybody a safe and Krishna conscious day ahead. Happy Snan Yatra. This is Jagannath Bala Subhadra Mai ki Jai. So we have a program lined up in the evening from 6 to 9. So please attend and extend the mercy of Lord Jagannath to others. They can also take advantage of bathing the Lord on this auspicious day. The appearance of Lord Jagannath in the form of Lord Jagannath Baladev Subhadra. So the form of Lord Jagannath Baladev Subhadra appeared on this very day. Okay, we'd like to offer our prayers to the Supreme Lord by chanting Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram,
Hare Ram,
Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram.
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare
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 Krishna,
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 Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Hare.
Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare.
Hare Hare.
Dina Singha,
Jai
Jai
Narsinga,
Jai
Jai Jai Narsinga, Prahlad,
Bangladesha, Jai
Jai
Bhagwan.
Padma, Mukha Padma, Bringham,
Ugraveeram,
Ugraviram,
Ugraviram,
Vishnuram,
Vishnu,
Pranantam,
Prantam,
Sarvatomukham,
Sarvatomukham,
Singham Vishnu.
Narsinga Bhadram, Mrityum, Mrityum
Bhadram,
Namamyaham.
Nrsimha Bhagwan ki
Bhagwan ki
Jai,
Jai,
Raj ki
ki Jai.
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 Let's offer our humble obeisances. to all the Samar Vaishnavas. Vanchakalpataru
वाञ्छकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च
Patitanam
पतितानां पावनेभ्यो
पावनेभ्यो
वैष्णवेभ्यो
वैष्णवेभ्यो
नमो
नमो नमः।
नमः।
Vaishnavinda ki
नविन्द की
जय
जय।
Grantha Srimad Bhagavatam ki
जय
Prabhupada ki
जय
जय।
Lord Premanande
हरि
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 Hare
हरि
हरि
बोल।
थैंक यू
Hare
सुष्मिता।
Krishna. Thank you
थैंक
everybody.
यू
Hari Bol.
हरि बोल।
Krishna.